What you got there?
Guys, this is quite special. Okay, so remember last week we told you how things were all a bit manic and we're kind of getting ready to leave for the wedding in a couple of days. Well, this was quite a while ago actually. Campbell found the wine that we had in the Maldives the night that we got engaged, and he found it online and bought us some bottles of it. So this week we've just been having a wee glass each evening. I say each evening, we've done it once. We'll have another one tonight, and yeah.
And what are we doing tonight?
Tonight we are going to be doing a little Q&A because I feel like it's been a while. We have a lot to update you on. This year's been a bit of a strange one for us, possibly a bit of a strange one for our channel. But we'll update you all, take you up to date on where we are now and what is coming in the future. Lots of exciting things.
Oh, I love it.
Glass for a big week. There we go. Hello everybody, welcome. Table's a bit broken, so I'm going to try and find something to wedge it in. Your slipper. Lift those glasses.
We still haven't found a table that fits our
There we go.
Okay, that one.
Okay.
Here we go.
Is that framed right? Alright gang, welcome back.
Do we have a shiny face?
Found good lighting.
Okay. Just
lose
if
the
it
hat.
does make my hair is greasy, but if it makes it look even worse, then blame the light. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers to 2 weeks until we get married.
Cheers,
Very
gang.
exciting. So, as I said, we are going to give you a complete update. We did put out a question box the other day on our Instagram just to see what you guys are feeling, and we had a lot of questions. So, have you got them? Are they here?
Yeah, right. Really informal, laid back vlog. Just want to hang out with you guys basically for half an hour, and we're going to answer any and all questions that you've had, and then also give you a little bit of an update about what we've been up to, because it's been a crazy couple of months. And then what we've got going forward for the rest of the year. So, Slanjavar. I'm actually going to reframe this. Bring you guys in closer, nice and comfortable with us. Oh, and then I can put my feet up. There we go. So what has been going on while I find these? Do you want to just update everyone?
Okay, January, we went to Shetland, did up Hellier. We were in the van, but Ellie was kind of broken. You might remember we had frozen pipes, and also our electrics weren't working properly, and our electric heating doesn't work. But anyway, loved Shetland, really had a good time. And then we were looking over the winter for me to get some nursing shifts. My registration was actually due in September there, so I was kind of looking ahead. So we had decided that apart from our America trip, the rest of the year we were going to be prioritising that. So wherever I got work, we would go basically so that I could work. February, March, we went across to America and Canada. That was really our big trip of the year. We had the best time. It was
incredible.
Really incredible. Kind of one of a once in a lifetime experience, I would say. And then coming into April, May,
Well, that was
June,
when your nursing kicked in.
That was when we came back. I started picking up shifts. We did a good bit of island hopping.
Ellie broke.
Yes, end of April, Ellie failed her MOT. And then we didn't know where I was going to go for nursing at that point, so that is why we bought Freddie. Freddie is our new wee van, and thank goodness we bought Freddie. Then, yeah, nursing shifts went ham. Literally, I was just working every shift I could get. Campbell was
A house husband.
honestly,
Through and through.
when I
It's a role that I'm born to do, to be honest. I just kind of hung around and then cooked dinner and then ate it.
and cooked
Fantastic.
dinner for me the next day. It like literally was like, come home darling, and I will just like wash all your dishes and just empty everything and fill up your bag for the next day. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without you, so I really appreciate you. Thank you for that. And yeah, I was just out doing 12.5-hour shifts every day. We got through it, and then we had our stag and hen do's, and August has basically been wedding prep month. We had hoped that it might be a little bit more chilled than this, but there's been a lot of stuff going on. We've also been up and down the country a few times, doing different things.
Doing different shows. Picked up Dolly, which you guys have met now.
Yes! How
Which is
exciting.
very exciting. Our next business venture, Scotland Escape Rentals.
Guys, I forgot one of the biggest things that's happened. We'll go into this a little bit more detail. We got an office. We actually got an office.
Duh.
I forgot to mention that. So that was where Campbell spent a lot of his time whilst I was nursing. Yep, all my nursing hours are done now. We are a couple of days off of leaving to go across the roads, and I guess that's a brief rundown of the year, which all sounds a little bit chaotic. Between the nursing and the wedding, it has been a different, strange year for us.
Yeah, it has, I know.
But we'll go into the questions and we can go into things a little bit.
First, how are you guys? Come on. We love chatting to you in the comments. How are you? How's your year been?
Yeah.
Have you done any bucket list trips this year? Have you anywhere that you're wanting to go this year? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. No, I love that. Especially like, actually, how are you?
I know.
Because sometimes it's easy for us to be like, yeah, I'm good. But actually sometimes we're just a bit like, I'm stressed.
Okay.
That's okay.
So do you think I should just like work our way down through all of these? So this is all the questions that you guys asked over on Instagram. Lack of planning, I didn't actually have time to put it into any YouTube comments, but if you do have any questions that you want us to answer, drop them in the comments below. We do try and get through every single comment, and we can answer it there. We can also save it for the next Q&A video where we can go into a bit more detail for you.
Okay, shall we start with any areas of van life you would change or do differently with hindsight?
I mean, one thing coming back to Ellie again is really reinforced how much I love being in a motorhome as opposed to just a camper van. Freddie was great for island hopping when we were going around, but my god, it was a nightmare for just when it got slightly rainy or something and you just wanted space to actually stand up in. Like I said in a couple of videos ago about how when we got back into Ellie, I realised why we were like so anxious and so running around all the time, and it was just because we felt like we were homeless, and now Ellie is our home again. It's such a nice atmosphere to just be chilling out in. We've found like this perfect little spot beside our parents' house for the past week that we've just been overnighting here, and yeah, just while we're getting everything organised and having dinner with family and stuff like that, and it's just so good to be back in her again.
It is. I will also add that the fact that we struggled a bit in the small van was because Freddie's not converted. We were on an airbed.
Technicality.
Yeah, we were on an airbed that kept, well, multiple airbeds kept bursting.
Yeah.
I think, and also because we couldn't cook inside. So I do think all these wee things definitely made it more difficult. But one thing, like we have been talking about, I mean, we love Ellie, but we have been talking about whether we would ever get a bigger van in the future.
Yes.
And what we would potentially change. I think it's really hard because I think Ellie is a perfect van for us, and we knew it when we saw her. We were like, that everything for me in here is perfect.
Yeah, but for the two of us.
Yeah.
But as you guys know, like we eventually do want to have a family, and like I think we need a bigger van for when that time comes. Yeah,
and also I would love an island bed. I think that's one thing that I would change, is not needing to climb over you every time I need to get out.
It's like a jungle gym.
Yeah, but thankfully I don't really get up in the night. But yeah, if I really had to pick something, and a big garage, under the bed.
Garage is what I said. I would love a big garage. Yeah. Right, speaking of Freddie, what are your plans for Freddie? So we're converting Freddie into a camper van for Scotland Escape Rentals. As our long-term plan was to have a low roof kind of budget conversion that's comfortable, stylish, more unique and bespoke, that we can then also help you guys tailor your own road trips to Scotland. So we would like sit down with you and plan your own road trip. So that was our long-term plan for Freddie, was basically something that we can then use as well for like island hopping, but then also just something that we're really proud of, and we would love to share with you guys, and as a way of like for you to explore Scotland as well.
So I guess that is part of the reason why we got an office as well. One, it gives us a bit of a base to work from, which is always nice, and kind of separates our home being in the van and having a workspace, which I'm quite liking actually.
Yeah.
And then also it has a secure parking area, so that is eventually where we will run our camper van rental business from, which is so exciting. And we're actually bringing a lot of our work in-house as well. So before we had a team that were posting out our books, and now we're actually building out an area in the office that all this fulfillment is going to happen from, which is, it's pretty cool. It's really nice
cool
to
seeing it coming together,
kind of see everything like coming together. So
yeah, good. Another question similar to that is, how do you get started planning and building a van? Great question. When you find that out, let me know please, because I still don't have a Scooby what I'm doing. YouTube, a lot of YouTube videos, and then it's just a lot of actually browsing around and researching what kind of van you want, is as far as I've got really. I've found like some of the perfect tutorial videos online that we're going to be following. My dad and I are making it a bit of a project together, which is really fun because I've not been able to actually spend a lot of time with my dad on any kind of projects like that. So it's nice to be able to have that kind of like connection time with him. And yeah, just YouTube Academy, basically. Going to van life shows is also a brilliant thing, because it means that you can go around and kind of like be nosy in other people's vans and like really figure out like what kind of quirks that they've got that you want to kind of adapt for your own van.
I think it's a bit like what's important to you. Everyone has a different thing that is important to them. Like for us, having a fixed bed is always important to us now, because we converted a camper van in Australia called Roxy, and we had it so that we could have it up as a dining table and 2 seats, and then that also went down and it folded into a bed. And honestly, I would say about 80% of the time we were just like, oh, just like
can't bother.
Yeah, I can't bother like making up all the bed and stuff, so, or making up the seats, so let's just leave it as a bed today. And
it didn't suit us, basically.
Yeah.
So we
like,
realised that we need a fixed bed.
A fixed bed works for us, but everyone's different.
Good one here. What's the length of your motorhome, and how do you find parking up and park ups to accommodate it.
Ellie is 7.5 metres with our box on the back.
She fits into a normal car parking space as long as there's overhang over the back. So if there's like grass or a pavement or whatever that we can block, obviously, and then we can reverse her in because she's just got the medium, like the normal wheelbase.
Yeah.
And we don't really find problems.
No.
Sometimes we get somewhere and we're like, oh, there's no spaces, so we need to move on.
Yeah.
But it rarely happens, I've got to be honest,
yeah.
and usually we can find a spot, no bother.
Yeah.
We use Park for Night, as I'm sure you've heard us say before, just to find park ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic app, really recommend them.
Some people use Search for Sites too.
Yep.
We don't really have much of a problem, and I think it's one of those things as well that I guess it's kind of like getting a dog. It's that, but do you know what I mean? It's like you
just change
you
how
just
you
change
travel.
how you do things, and so I'm thinking that we don't really have many problems. We possibly have one or two more than I remember, but it's just because I'm just used to just adapting, and it's like, well, I will obviously do anything that's right for Ellie and isn't going to
damage her.
Does that make sense? I don't know, but all in all, I don't think we do have much problem.
Have you guys stayed at the Highland Club in Fort Augustus? We did.
Have.
It was beautiful.
A really lovely place. Literally, it gives Harry Potter vibes.
Yeah, I think you get a discount with it if you own land with like Highland titles, which was how we stayed there. We did a collab with Highland titles, and it's a really cool thing if you're looking for a birthday present or Christmas present or something, and that person loves Scotland, then you can buy them a little plot of land, and then that gives you a kind of access to the members club, I guess.
Yeah, and it's
a beautiful place.
It's a really lovely place to explore as well, if you're in the area.
Yeah. One thing you can't miss on the NC 500. Go.
I wanted to say a place, but the parking isn't amazing. So I'm trying to think of something better. I would say...
if you're going to say Cocoa Mountain, just go ahead and say it.
I'm not, but don't miss it. No, I'm thinking a beach because we have incredible beaches on the north coast of Scotland, and I am thinking of my favourite.
Sandwood Bay is my recommendation. If you can go there and you've got the time, then it's a 12-kilometre hike out to get to it, but it is, because of that, it's just like, it's the most remote place you'll ever go to. It's fantastic, beautiful beach.
I'm going to say go and check out Stackpole. It's a beautiful mountain.
Yep, good
and
views all around.
Really good views. If you're feeling up to a wee walk, it gets a bit steep at points, but if you're feeling up for it, it's a cracking walk. Great difficulty to view ratio, and it's on the west coast.
Someone asked, I was wondering why you chose to get married in Greece instead of Scotland.
Oh, the weather today
Have you looked
reminding
outside
me why.
the window this summer? That's why. We said last year, we love Scotland. Well, there's two reasons. One is the weather. We wanted somewhere reliable that would be nice and sunny, and like, we love Greece. We love the culture, we love the people, we love just everything about Greece. And then the second thing was that we travel so much. We wanted to have a wedding that seemed a bit more of a holiday that was with our friends and family, because usually we just leave, we bid goodbye to our friends and family, go and travel these amazing places. We wanted to bring our friends and family on an adventure with us to one of our favourite places in the world. And that was why Greece was a kind of standout option. Yeah, we also saw a wedding spilling out onto the beach in Greece once, and we were like, that is a vibe. We weren't even engaged at this point, but we had this feeling that we wanted a destination wedding. And we have done for a long time. Yeah. And I think, to be honest, our friends and family weren't surprised. They were like, if you didn't have a destination wedding, I think everyone would be confused. I know. So the next question is, how long are you going to Greece for? And have fun? Oh, thank you. We're going for 3 weeks. Yes. So we're going to come, 3.5 weeks. We come back at the end of September. So we're going to just spend 2 weeks in Rhodes. Yeah. And then from there, we're going to travel to another Greek island for a little honeymoon or mini moon. Because then the next question, we're going on a big honeymoon. Not actually booked it yet. But it's let's keep that a secret for now. It's been on our bucket list ever since we first started Highlands to Hammocks when we went to Fiji. Campbell has family that live there. I'm going to say guess in the comments. Yep. Because I had people guess the other day, and actually only one person got it right, which I was surprised at. I know, out of our close friends and family. But it is like... How do you not know? I've been desperate to go to this place for ages. Yeah. But we've never been to it before, and it's always been a place that we wanted to go to. It's really, really pretty, and it's one of those places that we had thought, like pre-wedding, we'd planned, we were like, we will go there, but I think now that we are getting married, it's definitely somewhere that I think we can justify it a lot more as a honeymoon. But it's still making us a bit nervous, isn't it? It's quite an expensive destination. Yeah.
See if you can guess where it is. We'll reveal it soon.
Okay, what's next? What's next? What do you do with all your wet clothes while travelling around? So we do actually have quite a good system. I was thinking about that, as in like I still don't actually know, but we do have clothes racks that we put outside the van when it's nice and warm, and then when it's not,
They hang out the windows.
They hang out the windows, yeah, so the sun can get to them in the wind and all that. But when it's not and it's during winter, we did buy a big fold-out clothes rack that sits just kind of like in the kitchen area. We hang all the clothes on that. And then the heater sits right in front of it as well, so that dries it. And that did actually work really well.
Yeah, it actually has a heated option on it too. We were concerned about kind of moisture getting into the air a little bit, but just like open a bit, crack the windows.
Yeah, but I mean, what else can you do really in winter? You need to dry your clothes.
Wet jackets, we'll just hang them up on coat hangers and maybe like hang them over the back of our door.
Wetsuits. That's why we don't wear wetsuits, because we just don't know how to dry them. I think I would be able to go in for a much longer while swims if I was wearing a wetsuit, but it is just the drying it. I cannot be bothered fighting with a wet wetsuit.
So even the pulling off of a wetsuit is such a faff. It just gets you colder.
Okay, here's a good segue. Talking about wild swimming, any tips of things to do on the Isle of Arran? So there's 2 spots that you need to go and check out on Arran. One is of course the Blue Pools, which is in Glen Rosa. Sits right beneath the mountains in this beautiful little glen. It's a place where me and my mates always go camping every single year. And then the other place is called the Doctor's Pool. Now we only just heard about this year when we went over to Arran. And it's basically it's like a carved basin in a rock that was chiselled out by an old-timey doctor, basically like hundreds of years ago. It was like a century ago or something. And it's the tide fills it, and then when the tide goes out, obviously you've got a swimming pool. And it was kind of thought, or as it's still shown today, that if you've got certain problems, you can go for a swim into this pool and it'll help cure you. Whether that's like arthritis or like any other kind of problems with your body, and that's why it's called the Doctor's Pool, because it was basically the doctor recommended that you went to go and swim in there. So it's a really cool spot to go and visit.
Yeah, very cool. Arran's beautiful. Highly recommend. How did Highlands to Hammocks get started? Woofed, are we going back that far?
It's a good story.
So I would say Highlands to Hammocks, possibly we started talking about it in 2000 and maybe 15, 16. So at that time we had both, well, I had qualified as a nurse. Campbell had, you were still kind of in and out of
uni. Yeah, so I was doing a placement and then going back to uni and just bouncing between the two basically.
And I had moved to Guernsey where I was working as a nurse, and you were in London at the time. We were flying back and forward to each other. And we went on a 3-week holiday to Malta. I don't know why I had to tell you it was 3 weeks, but anyway I did.
Bragging.
I know. But that was the most time that we were spending together, like in the period of time that I was away. And we both loved to travel, and the whole reason that we were doing this, because we'd already been travelling during uni. We'd gone and done like Australia, and that's when we went to Fiji and did some of Asia as well. So we'd always said, when we finish uni, we're going to get some experience, get some money behind us, go back to Australia, buy a van, convert it, travel around Australia, and then just go travelling again. So I guess it was almost like our motivation, not motivation, like it got us excited about going travelling again. And it kind of kept us like motivated for like, we just need to keep working and like save up our money, and then we can go travelling again, because we were sharing all of our old travel photos on it. And it then evolved into, it started as Instagram and a website. We were writing travel blogs of the places we visited. We used to always get asked like, oh, what do you recommend when I'm going to wherever? And we were like, oh, I can't really remember, like what did we do there? Trying to remember the ins and outs of things. And we thought we could be writing all this on a blog and actually share this with people and just share our itineraries. So that was where that came from. When we went to Australia, we also, in fact, we kind of dabbled in it a little bit before, a bit of YouTube videos. Please don't go back and watch them. But we did. We dabbled in YouTube.
They're all still on the channel if your curiosity is killing you, but they are bad.
It's but again, I will say we all start somewhere.
Exactly. That's why we wanted to keep them, because it reminds us how far we've kind of come.
It's even just your confidence on the camera. God, we were shy. But anyway, kind of evolved through that, and it started to just evolve into more of just a hobby, more of just like keeping our parents up to date of where we were when we were travelling. When we did eventually quit our jobs, you know, we were posting regularly. We started getting some collabs with like boat tours or hotels or things like that, and we're like, oh my god, like this is cool, like people are actually interested in what we're doing. And over the years it's just really evolved, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And one of the other questions there is, how do you fund your travel lifestyle? In fact, there's quite a few of them that are like that. And Highlands to Hammocks isn't our sole income, because now we've also got Destination Earth Guides, which is our publishing company. But between the two of them, we've kind of managed to create business, which is like, it still kind of blows my mind a little bit that this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think especially when I went back there and started doing some nursing shifts again, like I thought, gosh, this is like so much in my life has changed since I was last doing this. Like, we're now full-time business owners. And I was trying to like juggle that whilst also nursing, which is why Campbell ended up really running the fort, because I realised that that's just not possible. Like, when you've got a full-time job like that, trying to then also run your business on top of it.
At the scale that we are doing it.
Yeah.
You need to start off small. It's definitely possible. It takes a lot of work, but you just need to start off bit by bit by bit.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
of course.
not to dishearten anyone.
I know, it's not impossible, but do you know what I mean? It like made
You just
me
need to
realise
want
that,
it, essentially.
Yeah, it made me realise I'm so grateful for going down this path, because I really, really enjoy what we do.
I know.
And I'm so glad, because it means that we get to spend time together, we get a bit more freedom in what we do with our time, and we get to be business owners together.
Woo!
I get to be your boss.
Admin assistant.
I always call him the admin assistant. I don't know why. To be honest, you're possibly more my boss than I am yours. I'm possibly the admin assistant.
I've not even been promoted to full-time admin. I'm admin assistant. Alright, I think we can round it up, and there's one last question I was saving till the end. Just because I feel like it's a kind of a good segue into what we're planning to do next in life, and that is, are you looking to buy a house? Now, we talked about it on our stories a couple of times, and we did talk about buying land last year, if you remember watching that video. And basically, yeah, we're hunting around for some bricks and mortar. I feel like it asks a lot of questions. It asks more questions than it answers, but like, basically what we envision our life to be like in the coming years is still full-time travelling, still living around, travelling around in the van, but also having a base that we can return to that isn't our parents' house for when things go wrong with Ellie, the MOT fails, pump breaks. We're not like going back and staying in our childhood bedroom again.
Like,
and
help!
I know, and it's thanks to like having this business now and having like all these different kind of jobs that we are able to actually be in a position to have a house and do this, which is like, again, mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But I think it just gives us a lot more kind of security for the future, and also just means that we can just chill out and have like our own little personal space that is ours, that isn't being blown around in the wind in winter, basically.
Yeah, I would love a cosy place to have in winter, because we've realised that we do like spending Christmas and New Year with our friends and families. Like, a lot of our friends live in London, and it's the time of year that everyone comes home. Like, all of our friends that live abroad tend to always come home at Christmas and New Year. We get to spend so much time with everyone, so whenever we go travelling over that time, we kind of miss out on that.
I know. And
it's hard because that time of year is also winter, and it's really cold and blustery in a van. But yeah, it's just that balance, isn't it?
Might be a flat round Glasgow, it might be a cottage in the Highlands, just somewhere. And so what is the future, I guess? Like, what are our plans for the rest of the year? We may as well run through it quickly, because I realise this is dragging on.
I know, sorry.
Thank you for watching, if you're still listening to this.
I waffle a lot.
So plans for the rest of the year, basically we're going to Greece for a month, back end of September, and then after that we have got a really cool, exciting challenge down in Yorkshire. It's called the Three Peaks Challenge. I think from I've not read about it online yet, but from my imagination, it's probably going to be like a nice leisurely jaunt.
After 3 weeks in Greece, I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah, someone did say it's a very tough challenge, so we do need to start taking that seriously.
I know.
Then after that, we are planning some more Scotland kind of road trips. We want to get Dolly out on our first adventures. That's our little camper van we're going to be renting out. Get some adventures under our belt with her, go and explore some new places, and then
we have our home wedding, so that's for friends and family that couldn't make it out to Greece. We're having just a little like party celebration thing, and it's also another excuse for me to wear my dress. It's exciting.
Exactly. And then beginning of October, we've got the NEC down in Birmingham. We love that show.
No, before that we don't.
Oh, the home wedding's after the NEC.
Home wedding's after the NEC, sorry.
Beginning of October, we've got the NEC in Birmingham. Presentations all about Scotland all week. Biggest motorhome show in the UK. Fantastic week out if you are planning to go there.
Come along.
Then it's the home wedding.
Yes.
Then we have a trip to Europe planned, which is exciting. We're actually going to take Ellie across to Amsterdam and Germany, go and chase some early Christmas markets hopefully. And then is the big mystery getaway of our honeymoon, which we'll leave you guessing. And then it's Christmas time.
I can't believe it, that's been a quick year.
Literally, when I put it like that, it is. We don't have any plans basically for next year. We have rough ideas what we want to do. We want to do a lot of Scotland.
Yes. We have been saying a lot, like we've been pushing this Australia trip off a lot, but actually we might be in Scotland a lot more next year. We might actually not go to Australia.
I know.
We'll see. We're a little bit up in the air, but I think we're hoping that since the weather's been so bad this year, maybe Scotland will give us some good weather next year.
Maybe.
We can get some good adventures in, because we've kind of missed some of them this year. So.
I know. But is there anywhere else we should go to, guys? What do you think?
Everywhere. So many places, so little time.
But I think we should round this off, yeah? Thank you all for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Ching ching, slanja.
Another funny thing, we're also learning Gaelic.
We are.
Don't try and have a conversation with us with it just yet, because we can only talk to you about foods.
Yeah. How do you say bye again? Tírig.
Tírig.
Tírig. Slanjavar.
Slanjavar.
Tírig. Tanga.
See you next time.
Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time, guys.
Bye.